Why does it appear that getting out of a chair requires a chunk bit more work than it did in the past? Furthermore, it's possible that you have seen a tiny tremor in your gait while you're walking. You're not making it up. Are you growing older? That's not the only thing here. Sarcopenia is a silent system, a hidden thief that scientific professionals term sarcopenia, and it's actively taking your muscles night after night, particularly while you're sleeping. Sarcopenia is, in particular, a silent technique. Here is the terrifying truth. The majority of aged people are ignorant of the reality that one of the most common reasons for devastating falls, lack of independence, or even admission to nursing homes is the slow and creeping degradation of their muscle groups. Lots of us trust that all we need to do to preserve our energy is to move for a walk at some stage in the day. We're, however, missing out on a critical 8-hour window of potential possibility. The amount of time you spend in bed, in addition to the activities you engage in or abstain from right before going to sleep, can each hasten the process of muscle atrophy or serve as your most effective device for reversing it. On this video, I will reveal the straightforward, scientifically supported ritual that you need to perform each night before going to bed that will save your muscles from wasting away. I'm a scientific doctor who specializes in the fitness of older residents. There are 6 extraordinary muscle-saving components and nutrients that we will communicate to you about. These foods and vitamins will assist you to get stronger legs, enhance balance, and give you the self-assurance to keep being active and impartial for many years to come. The satisfactory part is that this is something that can be avoided completely. It isn't difficult to discover solutions, and you probably already have several of them in your kitchen. Although it isn't a tough exercise or an expensive prescription, the most vital thing to do before going to bed is this: an uncomplicated and creamy diet. It's been validated through groundbreaking research achieved at MRI University that it can actually regenerate muscles while you're sleeping. When you spot what it is, you'll be astounded. Furthermore, you may need to stick around to study the normal fitness food that plenty of you are eating under the wrong impression that it's useful for your health, but which can also be causing your legs to turn out to be weaker. Please do me a favor and put "I'm ready" in the comments section right now if you are prepared to restore your strength and your independence. And of course, ensure that you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because you don't want to miss out on the life-converting fitness suggestions that we deliver on Senior Health channel each and every week. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get into our 7 secrets to halt the lack of muscle and establish a foundation of energy. Secret 1, Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt, which brings us to the pinnacle of the list, is a protein powerhouse that you might be ingesting incorrectly at this point. It's probable that plenty of you've got Greek yogurt stored in your fridge. That's extremely good. But as your doctor, I feel obligated to tell you that the way you devour meals and the timing of your meals are of the utmost importance. The reason for this is because as we grow old, our bodies develop a phenomenon called anabolic resistance. Clarifying, to put it another way, this means we require a greater amount of high-quality protein in order to gain the same level of muscle building that we did when we were younger. Advising. Due to this, we need to be more discerning about the proteins that we eat. Informative. A particular amino acid known as leucine is located in especially high concentrations in Greek yogurt. Emphatic. The amino acid leucine is not only some other building component, rather, it's the master signal, the ignition key to your muscle-building engine. Illustrating. It's feasible for your body to have a huge amount of other proteins accessible. Despite that, if there isn't sufficient leucine to turn the key, the engine will not start. Explaining. Leucine directly triggers the method known as muscle protein synthesis, or MPS. This is your body's command to begin repairing and building new muscles. Thoughtful. What does this mean for you in terms of how you move about your daily life? Illustrating. What makes the difference between being able to easily lift yourself up from the dining table and having to apply your arms to provide that extra push? Is the distinction. Illustrating. The ability to walk up a flight of stairs without feeling winded and the stability to play with your grandchildren without the nagging dread of losing your balance are both examples of what it means to have this capacity. Emphatic, it's the core underpinning of your ability to be physically independent. Prescribing. I'm able to now provide you with my prescription. For breakfast or as a snack in the middle of the day, you need to aim to have one serving of Greek yogurt that's plain and unsweetened. Warning, sugar is a primary contributor to irritation and works directly in opposition to your goals. Cautionary, the versions that have fruit on the bottom, which are flavored, are regularly loaded with sugar. Suggesting, toss in a handful of fresh berries if you feel like you need some sweetness. Encouraging, having it early in the day offers your muscles the fuel they need to do the tasks that are yet to come back. Thoughtful, protein isn't the most effective factor in the system, however. Dramatic, there's a quiet foe that's attacking your muscles and protein cannot defend them on its own. Teasing, this gets us to the second secret that we will discuss. Secret 2, wild-caught salmon. We're going to reveal our second mystery, which is all about using wild-caught salmon as an anti-inflammatory shield. A condition referred to as chronic, low-grade inflammation is one of the most prominent factors that could have a terrible impact on the health of muscles in aged people. Think about it. It's a low, smoldering fire that's constantly burning inside your body. This inflammation functions as your body's very own demolition group, continuously destroying healthy muscles through its negative actions. To make matters even worse, it makes your muscles resistant to the very protein that you're ingesting, which means that the leucine that you get from your Greek yogurt isn't able to perform its function properly. The question now is, how are we able to put out this fire? With regards to our muscles, we require a bodyguard, and that bodyguard comes in the shape of omega-3 fatty acids. These acids are abundant in fatty fish, such as salmon, that's caught in the wild. These strong fats, and especially EPA and DHA, are the finest anti-inflammatory treatments that nature has to offer. Your muscle cells are protected from damage due to their ability to quiet the internal fire. As a matter of truth, persuasive research done by prestigious establishments, including the University School of Medicine, has tested that older folks who have higher omega-3 levels have improved muscle growth and strength. This is precisely because they've effectively managed to control the damaging inflammation. There's a significant advantage in the real world. Being capable of waking up with much less stiffness in your knees and ankles is what it involves. It means that your legs will receive more blood flow, which will prevent them from being fatigued as fast during your everyday walk. Furthermore, these omega-3 fatty acids are among the best antioxidants for shielding both your heart and your brain. This is the medical recommendation that I offer. At least 2 servings of fatty fish, such as salmon, ranging from 3 to 4 ounces, should be consumed on a weekly basis. Furthermore, I cannot stress enough how important it is to choose wild-caught whenever it's feasible to do so. There's a possibility that farm salmon contains a higher concentration of omega-6 fats that could reverse the beneficial consequences. With regards to safeguarding your muscle groups, combating inflammation is absolutely essential. However, in order to really make them more effective and stronger, they require a specific type of high-octane fuel for each and every action they perform. The following nutrient is vital for that, but unfortunately the majority of elderly humans fail to take it into consideration. This gets us to the third most vital mystery, which I refer to as the forgotten muscle fuel, creatine. Third most vital mystery, which I refer to as the forgotten muscle fuel, creatine. Secret 3, creatine. What comes to mind for many of you when I mention creatine is probably a younger bodybuilder working out at the gym. I'd like you to simply let go of that mental picture. When it comes to senior citizens, creatine isn't about growing giant biceps. Keeping your strength, your balance, and your independence are all vital elements to consider. Confident, from my point of view, it's one of the supplements that has been studied the most, is the most secure, and is the most useful for older folks. Focused now, let's get right down to the science. Informative. It's essential for your muscle groups to receive a surge of rapid energy whenever you perform activities such as standing up from a chair, catching yourself from stumbling, or lifting a bag of groceries. This energy originates from a biological molecule called ATP. Short pause, however, your muscle groups are only able to hold enough ATP for a short term while you exert yourself. Explaining, in terms of your ATP, creatine functions similarly to a quick recharge station. Your muscles are able to fire with greater force and for a longer period due to the donation of a molecule that rapidly regenerates your ATP supply. Concise, one way to think about it is as enhancing the battery pack in your body. Thoughtful, regarding your well-being and the quality of your life, what does this suggest? Creatine supplementation in older folks has been confirmed to substantially increase leg energy and functional performance. According to research done by prestigious universities, such as McMaster University in Canada. Encouraging, given that this is the case, climbing the flight of stairs leading to your bedroom could be a lot less of a challenge for you. Positive, it shows that you're physically capable of transporting all your groceries in a single trip. Emphatic, the most vital benefit is that it enhances your reaction time, which provides you with the ability to regain your equilibrium and avoid falling. Sincere, this is a benefit that's truly irreplaceable. Reassuring in terms of application, it's honestly straightforward. Informative, creatine monohydrate is the more scientifically validated type. Straightforward, all that's required of you is a daily dose of 3 to 5 grams that's mixed into a glass of water. It's inexpensive and without any discernible taste. Serious before beginning to use any new supplement. It's generally an excellent idea to have a brief discussion with your primary care doctor, particularly if you have kidney concerns that have been present for a while. Balancing, irrespective of the fact that supplements can be a great increase, it's vital to keep in mind that whole foods are also very powerful. Curious, a well-known vegetable that functions as a natural performance enhancer for your legs is the next mystery that you need to understand about. Secret 4. Spinach. Moving directly to our fourth mystery, which I refer to as the flow booster, spinach. Let's move on. Popeye was onto something, but it's feasible that it wasn't for the reason he believed. Although spinach does contain a small amount of iron, the actual power that spinach possesses for the health of older residents resides in something else entirely: the high concentration of nutritional nitrates that it includes. It's critical to note that they should not be confused with the nitrates that are found in processed meats. Spinach and beets are examples of foods that contain nitrates that are extremely useful. Through the process of digestion, they're converted into an astounding molecule known as nitric oxide by the body. Nitric oxide, on the other hand, can be thought of as a master regulator for your blood vessels. Your smooth muscle within the walls of your arteries is encouraged to relax, which results in the walls being wider. This phenomenon is referred to as vasodilation. Why is it so critical that you do this for your legs? Blood vessels that are wider permit more blood flow. While there's a greater flow of blood, more oxygen and nutrients are able to be supplied directly to the muscles in your legs that are working so hard. Due to this improvement in circulation, weariness is reduced, and you're able to walk for longer periods before your legs start to feel heavy or even ache. It's similar to updating the fuel lines that flow to the engine of your body. The journals of gerontology published a study that indicated that older folks who consumed a diet high in nitrates experienced enhancements in their muscle energy and walking speed. Having a newfound sense of endurance is the practical effect that you'll experience. There's a possibility that you'll discover that you're able to navigate the entirety of the grocery store without having to rely upon your cart for help. During the day, you may have a lighter and more energized sensation in your legs. Moreover, this improved blood flow is fantastic for helping in the preservation of healthy blood pressure levels. That's an extra benefit. Here is some honest advice from me. Don't give it too much thought. You can include a large handful of fresh spinach into your daily salad, redesign it into a smoothie, or prepare it as a side dish for dinner by softly sautéing it. When you boil it, you risk the useful nitrates being released into the water. Therefore, you should avoid boiling it. We've talked about what to include in your diet, but what you omit from your diet can be just as significant, if not more so. The next item on our list is a covert sabotage agent that's most likely hiding in your pantry at this very second. All of this is of the utmost importance if you want to find and eliminate the hidden sabotage. The fifth secret is to recognize and eliminate refined carbs and sugar. Secret 5. Avoid refined carbs and sugar. I'm referring to the white bread that you use in your sandwich, the crackers that you munch on, the cookies that you have together with your tea, and the sugary sodas that you might consider to be an innocent treat. In my expert experience, I have found that these items are some of the most considerable obstacles to healthy aging. These things are the unseen adversaries of your muscles. This is the mechanism that causes harm. You may experience a sharp increase in your blood sugar level due to eating these refined carbs and simple sugars. So that you can control the situation, your body reacts by secreting a large amount of insulin. Insulin resistance is a syndrome where your muscle cells become effectively desensitized to insulin signals. This condition can increase over time due to this chronic attack. But why is that even relevant? Insulin is the key that unlocks the door to your muscle cells, which permits them to take in the glucose they require for energy and the amino acids they require for repair. This is one of the reasons why insulin is so vital. Your muscle groups are basically being starved of fuel and building blocks when that door is sealed shut due to insulin resistance. This is the case even if you are eating enough protein. Also, this high-sugar environment encourages the same low-grade inflammation that we talked about previously, which results in a toxic state in your body that causes your muscles to waste away. The difference that you may experience after eliminating these isn't going to be minimal. Within a few weeks, you may have decreased brain fog and clearer thinking, in addition to more regular energy levels during the day. You'll also not experience that crash that occurs in the middle of the afternoon. You may also be setting up an internal environment where your muscles are primed and ready to absorb nutrients, which will result in your muscles growing stronger rather than weaker. This is the most vital advantage. The answer is as easy as making a switch. Replace white bread with bread that's made entirely of whole grains. Make the switch from white potatoes to sweet potatoes or carrots that are rich in nutrients. Pick a handful of almonds in place of cookies as your snack of choice. You can eliminate the saboteur and replace it with a real friend to your health by making these minor modifications on a consistent basis. The most critical thing is to steer clear of these saboteurs. But before we do this, let's talk about the ultimate power pair for your muscles and, more significantly, the bones to which they're attached. All right, the sixth mystery is about embracing the bone and muscle pair. That's vitamin D and vitamin K2, respectively. It's simply not possible to talk about the strength of muscle groups without also discussing the bones to which they're connected. The two different structures are inextricably linked to each other. Even if you have the most powerful muscles in the world, if the bones that they pull on are weak, you're putting yourself in a position where you could undergo a catastrophic fracture. When it comes to this particular situation, the perfect combination of vitamin D and vitamin K2 comes into play. You're likely familiar with vitamin D, which is often called the sunshine vitamin. Regardless of the fact that it's well known for its role in helping your body absorb calcium from the food you eat, its benefits extend a long way beyond that. It's been confirmed through groundbreaking research that vitamin D receptors are present directly on the muscle tissue of our bodies. Consequently, this suggests that vitamin D plays a direct role in the function and strength of muscles, not just due to weak bones, but also due to poor muscle function and impaired balance. Low levels of vitamin D have been constantly linked in large studies, such as those published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society, to a much greater risk of falls in older women and men. This is the case not only because of inadequate bone density, but also due to poor muscle performance. But here's the part of the narrative that's occasionally neglected, and that's vitamin K2. Consider vitamin D to be the hero that's responsible for bringing calcium into the body, while vitamin K2 is the traffic officer that's responsible for directing calcium to its proper destination. Vitamin K2 is responsible for activating proteins that transport calcium into your bones and teeth, where it should be. Moreover, it prevents calcium from entering your arteries and soft tissues, where it could potentially cause dangerous calcification and stiffness. They collaborate as a team. You do require both. In the real world, optimizing these elements will result in a significant reduction in the possibility that you'll have a fracture or fall. These are the two occurrences that most often cause seniors to lose their independence. In different words, it's having the confidence that your body is powerful on the inside as well as out. The advice that I have is threefold. In the first place, spend as much time as you can in the sun. Second, eat foods that are rich in these vitamins such as fatty fish and egg yolks for vitamin D, and fermented foods such as natto or high-quality cheeses for vitamin K2. But supplementation is needed for nearly all elderly people. The gold standard synergy can be achieved through taking a supplement that includes both vitamin D3 and vitamin K2, especially the MK7 form of vitamin K2. Above all else, ensure you request a reliable blood test from your doctor in order to determine your vitamin D levels rather than speculating. Try it out. Secret 7. Cottage cheese before bed. And here we are at the very moment that you've been looking forward to. The top mystery of all secrets. A straightforward action that can be taken right before going to bed that will prevent your muscles from wasting away while you're sleeping. This brings us to our 7th and final hidden gem that I had promised to you. This is the straightforward routine that you can perform right before going to bed if you want to prevent your muscles from wasting away while you're sleeping. It isn't some expensive supplement that's tough to discover that's the solution. It's not only affordable but also pretty effective, and it's a humble product. It's cottage cheese that's the answer. It's possible that some of you are wondering the same thing. Is it cottage cheese, the traditional diet food that you eat? But I need you to pay close attention to what I have to say, since the science is the thing that truly matters here. One of the most unique types of protein called casein can be found in cottage cheese. There's a possibility that you'll consume proteins that digest quickly during the day, such as whey from a smoothie or protein from chicken. That works wonderfully for utilization right away, but casein isn't the same. A protein that digests slowly is this one. As soon as it reaches your stomach, it transforms into a gel-like substance, which shows that your body will break it down and absorb it in a fairly slow way. Therefore, this results in what experts refer to as a trickle-feed effect, a slow and consistent release of amino acids that are useful to muscle growth into your bloodstream over the course of 7 to 8 hours. Now we come to the magic. The nighttime hours are when your body enters a fasting state. It's a naturally catabolic state, which means that it starts to break down muscles in order to gain energy. But if you consume casein protein before going to bed, you can change the course of events. You provide your body with the precise food it requires to stay in an anabolic state, also referred to as a state that promotes muscle growth during the entire night. While you're sleeping, you're actually supplying your muscles with nutrients, which prevents them from being consumed by other tissue. In a groundbreaking study that was published in the Journal of Nutrition, researchers from Maastricht University in the Netherlands confirmed that consuming casein protein before going to sleep notably increases the amount of muscle protein that's synthesized overnight, which ultimately results in notably large gains in both muscle growth and strength. The benefit that you experience is that you wake up with less stiffness, you feel more recovered, and you have the peace of mind that your body was actively healing itself instead of degrading. Your sleep is being transformed from a period of muscle loss into a period of muscle recovery, thanks to your efforts. I'm providing you with my precise prescription. You should consume approximately half a cup to a full cup of low-fat, low-sodium cottage cheese approximately 30 to 60 minutes before going to bed. The addition of a few berries that are rich in antioxidants is an excellent choice if you need to add a bit of flavor. Protecting your precious muscle groups can be achieved with this straightforward, effective, and clinically tested method. You now get the whole picture. Using the slow-release power of cottage cheese at night, the anti-inflammatory safety of salmon, the strength boost from creatine, and the essential support from vitamins D and K2, we've just uncovered a potent toolkit that's supported by scientific studies to fight the loss of muscle groups. When it comes to building a sturdy foundation of strength for your body, it's not about a single magic bullet, but rather about a succession of tiny, wise selections that, when combined, create a foundation of strength. Tonight marks the start of your path towards stronger and more reliable legs. I'd love for you to take a single baby step before going to bed. Give that half cup of cottage cheese a shot. On the following day, you need to make a deliberate choice to include a handful of spinach in your lunch. These modifications aren't large or overwhelming in any way. These are straightforward and achievable actions that can be taken to guard your independence and ease of movement. Please, the next time you visit your doctor, inquire about the possibility of getting your vitamin D levels tested, or whether or not a creatine supplement could be useful for you. Take responsibility for your own fitness. There's no better advocate than yourself. If you feel that this video has given you more strength, we'd appreciate it if you'd click on the like button. The best way to ensure that you never miss any of our health updates and to assist us in creating content that's tailored to your unique needs is to join Senior Health channel and make sure that the notification bell is ringing. If you could, please let us know in the comments section below which of these secrets you'll try out first. Simply enter cottage cheese in the comments section if you want to give the bedtime ritual a shot. After hearing this, you must remember that growing older is an inevitable part of existence, but you don't have to give up your strength or your independence. Every meal provides an opportunity to make an investment in a better and more vivacious version of yourself. Imagining yourself walking with confidence, playing with your grandchildren without worry, and enjoying your life completely according to your very own terms is powerful. Moreover, if you have a friend or a member of your family who's in need of hearing this message, please share this video with them. We're a community that's devoted to flourishing in our elderly years. We thank you for taking the time to watch, and we wish you continued success and excellent health.